Hello, my dear students. A very warm welcome to another session of digital learning. In today's session, I will be starting a new lesson, another wonderful story called as After 20 Years. The author of this story is OHenry, and this lesson has been prescribed for the first semester BA program in general English, in language English. This has been prescribed for the first semester BA program in Bangalore North University. This is Professor H.S. Krishna from Government First Grade College, Kadgodi. Today, I will take you through the introductory session of this lesson after 20 years. Yes, in this session, we will have a kind of a brainstorming wherein we will discuss about what is friendship, what is the importance of friendship, and when there is a debate between true friendship and duty, which seems to weigh heavily over the other. And I will also give you an introduction to the author of this story. And finally, I will also give you a brief introduction about the characters which are present in this story. This is a short story, very interesting one. And towards the end of this session, we will have a few multiple choice questions so as to assess your comprehension and your learning for the session. Yes, let me ask you a few questions about the Friendship Day. There is hardly anyone who doesn't know about Friendship Day. Generally, in the month of August, the Sunday, mostly it is the Sunday in August, the Friendship Day is celebrated, and I see a large number of college students with colorful, beautiful friendship bands tied around. They come and they display, they show it very proudly of the friendship bands that have been tied to them by their close friends. This is a wonderful feeling of friendship. This is a kind of experience which only true friends can experience. So, friendship actually is the theme of this story. The entire short story, after 20 years, is based on this theme of friendship. And we all know that friends are friends because they are there for always. They are there for us at all the times, in all the times of need. So, it is rightly said that a friend in need is a friend indeed. Now, the question of ethics also comes. Does friendship take a backseat when it comes to having a choice between friendship and something which is unlawful? This is the theme of the story, which is quite interesting. Now, I will give you a very brief introduction about the author of this beautiful story after 20 years. The author is OHenry. Now, OHenry is not the original name. His original name was William Sidney Porter. This was his original name, and he hails from a place. He was born in Greensboro in North Carolina, United States. And his speciality, his unique point in writing stories is that his stories have been very popular, that they have surprise findings towards the end. Lot of stories have the anti-climax, which really is a remarkable feature in the short stories of O. Henry. And to his credit, he has authored 113 very interesting short stories. In his writing capacity, he was given a wonderful opportunity by the New York World publications, wherein he was given just one page for writing a story. So, this made him a very good short story writer. He had to limit his place, he had to limit his words, yet at the same time, he had to keep the reader's interest also in mind. So, this short story is one of the contributions made by Henry. Now, coming to the introductory part of the lesson. This story here, after 20 years, this story is a very strange meeting between two friends. The first friend is Bob, and the other friend is Jimmy Wells. They have scheduled this meeting after 20 years. They had since drifted apart. They had made a commitment 20 years ago that they would meet at that particular place and time 20 years later. This was the commitment they had given, they had made to each other, and they very truly stood by their commitment. They were so particular and so committed that whatever might be the condition or circumstances, yet they will definitely meet at the given time and place. This is the very brief outline of the introductory part of the story. Now, I would like to summarize the brief introduction to this story here. Uh, to recall once again, Sidney Porter is known by his pen name Henry, and he was given only one page in the New York World to contribute his short stories. So, his contribution to short stories was a sizable number, 113 short stories to be particular. And after 20 years is a story which has friendship as the theme, and it is a story between two friends, two very close friends who are deeply committed to each other, and they agree to meet after a gap of 20 years. But the climax, the final part of the story, the climax, gives a very big surprise. The climax, in fact, gives us not the usual climax, it gives us an anticlimax. This is the surprise element that you find in this story. Now, to assess your learning, to assess your comprehension, let me start off a small session of questions, of all the multiple choice questions. The first question here is, what is the original name of author O. Henry? So the choices here given are Shakespeare, Sidney Porter, Rushdie, and yeah, what could be the answer here? All of you just now have heard me. The correct answer is William Sidney Porter. This is the original name of the author, O. Henry. Going to the next question. How much space was O. Henry allowed or was he given for writing a short story in the New York publication? Was it 5 pages, 6, 1, or no page at all? Let us see the answer. He was allowed exactly 1 page. C is the answer for this. In 1 page, he had to fit his story perfectly and give a very interesting anticlimax to keep the interest of the reader sustained. Now, the two friends were Bob, and who was the other friend? Was it James, George, Jimmy Wells, or Charles? The other friend was Jimmy Wells. Bob and Jimmy Wells are the two friends. The friends agreed to meet after how many years? Was it just 5, 6, 20, or 15? The correct answer is it is 20. They agreed to meet each other after 20 years, 20 long years. Still, they have not forgotten each other. That is really a remarkable case of true friendship. After 20 years, the lesson is it belongs to which category? It belongs to a short story, novel, poem, or an epic. The right answer is it is indeed a short story. And to extend your reading, kindly use the link which I have given you in the reference. This will give you additional information on the works of Henry and additional information on this lesson, wonderful story after 20 years. Thank you all for joining this session. Have a great time. Hope this session has briefly introduced you to the story. In my subsequent sessions, I will introduce you to the characters, the plot, and critical analysis of the story. Thank you all for joining this session.